Hey everybody, and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, your health and fitness, mindset and body from where you are right now to being unstoppable. And today I would like to talk to you about mastering yourself. Now, I'm doing this because I get a number of people that often ask me, how do I do what I do? How am I able to maintain the health, maintain the body, run my own business, do it all as a single dad, running a household, 2 kids, all of that kind of stuff? Well, what I will tell you is that it's not necessarily easy, but it is certainly worth it. And some days are harder than others. But there are some key fundamental things that I have done and got better at mastering over the years. And I wanted to share those with you today to see if you can relate to them, because certainly when it comes to a health and fitness transformation, people think, wow, how do I get to where you are? Well, you can certainly get there faster than I did, because I teach people how to avoid all the things that I perhaps ran into and how to do it smarter rather than harder. And often that involves training less than people think, but putting more focus on the food, but also making sure that you're eating lots of delicious food and not trying to skimp and trying to replace it by excessive dieting and just exercising way too much, and understanding what to do at the different age that you are as well. So as I tell all this to you, I want you to keep in mind that I've been training myself. I'm about to come up to my 33rd year of doing serious weight training and learning about nutrition and focusing on my food, and being some periods of time where I just wasn't really that focused at all. I was, not that I was eating junk food and so forth, but I was always driven to eat my 6 meals and making sure I'm getting enough protein and stuff, but just different times where I just wasn't as focused because there were other things in life like career, partner, kids, all that kind of stuff that just distracted me from where it is that I am right now. And that's just normal. That's just part of life and your journey through health and fitness. I mean, your journey through anything. You have different goals at different times. Your financial goals when you're 10 are different to when you're 21, and different to when you're 25 and then 30. And then by the time you get to your 40s, you're in a completely different place. By the time you get to your 70s, you're in a different place again. So that doesn't make the goal at 70 wrong compared to the goal at 10. It's just you're in different stages of your life. And that's the way that I want you to think about it when it comes to your health and fitness as well. My goal for you is to just have this focus. How do you improve your health and fitness from where you are today? How do you improve that from yesterday? And keep making improvements and keeping on looking for improvements. But let's go back. All of this starts with the right mindset, right? We're, after all, called the Mental Toughness and Body Show. So it starts with the mindset. Now, I haven't always had the mindset that I do now. In fact, I was brought up in a very judgmental household. And unfortunately, I found that then made me judgmental, making fun of people, judging people harshly. And I didn't like that quality in me. And I still have to be consciously aware of being kinder to myself and being kinder to others. I mean, people that would know me would say, well, you are. You're very kind, you're very loving, very giving to people. And that's only come through me constantly working on it and not being so judgmental of people. But because of that negativity, I also talked negatively about myself. I would judge myself. We're our own worst critics, aren't we? So I used to be very hard on myself, never thinking I was good enough, never thinking I could achieve anything because of the way that I looked, the fact that I had a tiny body, the fact that I was just small, short, the fact that I didn't have friends, I wasn't good at my schoolwork. All of those things manifested themselves to not a very confident person that had a strong self-image of themselves. I just felt very poorly. And it's only through working on myself over years and years that I've learnt to do a number of things that have taken me from where I was way back then to being a successful person right now. And a couple of key things that I did, and I'm still learning, like every day. And I mean, you want to become a better coach? Get kids. I mean, gosh, get teenage kids and get teenage girls and try and raise them by yourself and just see how much they challenge you, to challenge your patience, challenge your resolve as a person, and are you saying the right things, and where are you failing them, and why aren't they listening, and what are the words that you need to say to connect with them? How do you find interest in things that they're doing that you have zero interest in, and still connect with them? And when they ask you questions and challenge you, it's like, man, why are they even asking that question? But it's a valid question, and I need to come up with a good response to that. And so they challenge you every day. And the person I am now is also as a result of the kids, because I need to learn strategies. I need to practice how to communicate better. And kids are a great tool for that. But even over, I think probably 5-6 years ago, 7 years ago even, was when I really started to become more focused on being a better version of myself and just raising the levels of everything that I wanted in life to a completely different standard. And that included my health and wellness as well. And I just made that decision that I was going to make my financial position better, even though I'd been divorced and effectively lost half my wealth. But to make that stronger, to get it back to where it was when I was married, to make sure that I took my body to a whole new level where I hadn't seen before. But to do that, take the relationships with my kids to a better place, take my business to a different place as well, and achieve goals that I hadn't achieved before, and do all of these things. And that came out of a place of pain. But every day I would work on, how do I get more passionate about what it is that I'm doing? How do I get more excited about what it is that I'm doing? And I used to read things. I used to listen to a whole range of different programs and practice things every day, do homework every day to make myself better. Read more books and take action from those books. Attending conferences, making myself purposefully uncomfortable. So I used to have this rule, and I still do, even though I haven't been to a conference for quite some time now because of COVID. But I would say whenever I would attend a conference, if there was an opportunity to ask a question, I would always force myself to ask a question. Why? Because I would never ask questions when I was a kid. And it was a place of making me be uncomfortable, making me think quickly of a question and put myself in an uncomfortable position. Force myself to go up to the front of the room and introduce myself to people and start conversations, even though I'm quite an introverted person. But know that if I want to be a success in my business and I want to grow my business and meet great people and do great things, then I need to take myself out of my comfort zone and go and talk to people. It's just part of what you have to do. So I'd force myself to do it. But it only came with a lot of practice. And I still practice it even now, because there are some days you might be feeling a little bit off and you feel like, oh man, I just want to sit down here and listen. I don't feel like going to talk to people. I still force myself to go and do it, because it's an important part of me knowing that, okay, you're getting too comfortable, time to get uncomfortable, go talk to someone. So I worked on that. I kept reading, and I wish, this is what I tell you, if you are younger than me, or even if you're at the same age as me and you haven't started reading yet, or even if you're older, start reading. Okay? Read books, read articles, learn from them, find the best the best authors, the best content on any topic that you want to get better at, and just absorb yourself, immerse yourself in it so that you can get better. But take action. Don't just read it and do nothing. But continue to work on your mindset. And I tell you, the single biggest change that has happened in my life to move more from a negative side to a constant growth was I used to play the victim for many years. And I would say, why is this happening to me? Why am I not this? Why has this not been given to me? Why? And I think, if I'm completely honest with myself, I was looking for someone to save me. You know, I'm in trouble, I'm in this place, I need someone to come along and say, here's what you need. I will save you. Now just come with me. I think deep down that was probably what I was looking for. But life shows up in a way that we don't necessarily understand sometimes. And I didn't have that person show up and just give me anything and say, now you're right, because that would be too easy. And that's not my path. Anything that I've ever wanted in my life, I've had to work incredibly hard for, as I am sure all of you have as well. So I knew that I needed to work harder, I needed to work smarter, and I needed to stop playing the victim, and I needed to take more action. So I discovered that if any situation that came my way, I asked these two questions of myself, then I started to get different outcomes. And they were, situation has happened that I consider bad. I would ask myself the question, where's the opportunity from this situation? And how do I grow from this situation? And you can apply that to anything. So both my parents passed away, not at the same time, they were like 10 years apart. And I thought, I now don't really have any family. I've got a brother, we're not really that close. We see each other from time to time. But once your parents disappear, that took away that sense of us catching up at, Christmas and those special occasions that, the mum normally organises. And, the family home being sold and, having to get rid of all the parents' belongings and everything. I think a part of you goes with that. And you can get really lost in that. Be very depressed and upset about your parents going and you entering a different phase of your life. But I asked myself the question, so how do I grow from this? And where's the opportunity in my parents passing? And I thought, well, even though they didn't live as long as they should have, and they suffered in the last parts of their life, the opportunity for me is to take their beautiful qualities and know that I can have those live through me to pass on to my girls, and then they can pass those beautiful things on to their families down the track. And so that's what I did. Yes, it was sad, but rather than getting lost in all of that, I thought, well, let's celebrate their life. Let's know that there's parts of each of them that will live on through me. And I can take all the good bits that I would like to share and give those to the kids. And so that's what I do. And you can apply it to anything, like with COVID. When it happened, the first thing I thought was, wow, this is an awesome opportunity for me to test myself, because I've never been put in a situation like this, like a global pandemic, something so devastating, that I can really test, am I resilient enough for this? Can I get through this and survive? Can I show my children just how strong Dad is by being successful in business, all while this is going on, and supporting them and still remaining optimistic for the future? And yes, I was able to do that. And yes, I passed the test. I am resilient, but it was only by pushing into that I learned how to become a better version of myself. And realizing that the days and weeks and years that I've worked on looking to improve myself every day, looking for the growth opportunities, looking for the positive in every event that is provided my way, and knowing that the biggest events that have happened in my life that have caused incredible pain, I know on the other side of that pain, or as you're going through that pain, becomes a greater version of you, that growth of you, and there's always been better outcomes on the other side. That doesn't mean there's no pain, it means there's lots of pain. But you know that as you get through that pain, you know that there's a huge rainbow, a huge pot of gold, a huge amount of growth on the other side. I know that's happened in every single circumstance in my life where I've had incredible pain. And if you throw COVID in there, I would say that there has been 6 really standout events for me in my life that on the other side of this, I've become a way better person, and life has grown exponentially as a result. So when it comes to my health and fitness, same thing. Every day I look to make things better, but like I said at the start, there's been decades where I've just been on the treadmill, the virtual treadmill, and just not really going anywhere. And just turning up and doing things, but not actually having a focused, driven goal to achieve what it is that I wanted to achieve. Why? Because I didn't really name it. So you didn't claim it. I didn't name it. I didn't articulate exactly what it was that I wanted, because I figured, well, if I'm not a competitive athlete, what do I aim for? And it's only been really the last 2 years now that I've become laser-like focused, because I know exactly what it is that I want. And it's not that I haven't been driven through periods during the other 33 years that I've been training. I have been, for sure. But I'd never been able to achieve the body that I achieved in the last 12 months. Why? Is that a coincidence? No, because I've never been as focused or as driven, and never had such a precise plan to achieve what it is that I want. Now, what's also great about that, and knowing when it does come to your health and fitness that it doesn't matter what age you are, I guarantee you this. This year I'm 53. My body and health this year will be way better than last year. Why? Because I have even a better plan this year. I have more focus this year. I'm driven. I'm excited about it. And wow, isn't that amazing about life, that we can do those things? I love the fact that we can change our bodies through the exercise and the food that we eat. And we can have a super smoking, sexy, hot body if we want to. And having fun in the process of working towards that is great. Think about any great goal you've achieved in any area of your life. It could be anything. So think about what that is right now. The greatest thing that you've ever achieved. And not being your kids, something else. And then you think about the work that you put into that. And then think about, was it worth it? And I guarantee you'll say yes. Because you know that deep down, success requires hard work. And if it came easily for you, you wouldn't see it as being a success. You would just see it as something else that you just have, like a material thing. But when you've had to work for it, when you've had to dig for it, when you've had to really work so hard to even work out what it is that you want, then you create the plan, you work for it, and then you achieve it. It's a moment of magic, because the end result is amazing, but it's that journey that took you to that result that really defines who you are as a person and what it is that you're going to do with your life, and what your life has meant to you up to that point. And so all of this success that we talk about, all this mental toughness that we talk about, takes time and it takes practice. And even though I've been training for 33 years and I'm 53 this year, years of age, I'm still learning every day, and I'm still looking to suck more out of the days, to be more productive, to be more efficient, to be more driven, to achieve more, to connect more with all of my relationships, including with my kids, and also with myself, to become a happier, excited, focused, driven version of myself. But let's face it, if we're not having fun with what we're doing in life, then what's the point of doing what you're doing? It means you need to change it and do something else. Because if you're not having fun, if you're not excited about being focused and working hard, then you're working in the wrong area. You've got to be excited about it. And that's why I love what I do here, because we change lives, we change our own lives, we change our bodies, we share experiences, we change our health, we change people's lives. And that is the greatest gift that you can give anyone. So if you are not right there right now and you think, man, how am I going to get to be where Rob is and what he's talking about? Well, follow the principles that I've just discussed here today. Continue to work on yourself every single day. Focus on those things that work for you in you getting more done each day, being productive. Keep setting goals for yourself. Keep challenging yourself. Get your coach in place or coaches so that you know that you've got each of these areas that you want to make a difference on in your life, that you've got a plan in place. Because if you're just having a discussion with somebody about, yeah, this is what I want to do, but you don't have proper coaching and a purposeful plan in place, then, success isn't going to accidentally show up. A perfect example of somebody that is on a success journey, she has lost 10 kilos and she's been doing what she told me were the same things that she did at the start, and she's been doing them for a while now and she hasn't seen any change and she can't work it out. And I said, write down what you're eating for the next 3 days, tell me what you're doing, and then let's have a phone connection. So she's an interstate client, and so she did that, and I spent like 2 minutes having a look through what she sent me and her meal journal, and I can tell her exactly why she's not getting the results that she's getting, because she's doing what a lot of women do, and she's over-exercising in cardio, she's underdoing strength training, and she's under-eating. And so her body's in a bit of a starvation mode. So yesterday we connected for like 30 minutes to just walk through what the solution was, some little things that she needed to change right now, not everything, just change a couple of little things, some tweaking with her food and tweaking with the strength training. And I said, let's see where you are in a week's time. Track everything that you do every day, including your water, sleep, all that kind of stuff. And let's just see what results you get after a week. And let's have another discussion from there. It's step by step, little by little. You make a huge difference to what it is that you want in life, to who you are, to the results that you're getting. And I didn't achieve success overnight. It's taken time, and it may take you some time as well. But that's, again, an exciting part of life, that the power is with you. You have the control to make a change in you. The question is, are you just doing little bits at a time, or are you doing big chunks? Both are right. Each day passes anyway, so let's do it in the best way that we can by doing the action that we can sustain. So, have a great day wherever you are in the world. Stay safe, and I'll speak with you tomorrow.